You've probably seen videos on how to make a watch holder, phone holder, and book holder. And I've made videos about book holders and phone holders. And I'm going to show you a project that includes all of those. Let's get started. For the base of this piece, I'm going to be using black walnut. I'm going to be cutting this piece of black walnut at 10 inches. This piece is going to include a book holder, a watch holder, and a phone holder. So you're going to want to stick around to see the final look. For the book holder and watch holder, I'm going to rip this piece of oak to 4 3/4 inches wide. Alright, so we ripped this oak down to the same width of the piece of black walnut, so we're going to be making the book holder and watch holder out of this piece. For the first piece, we're going to use the miter and chop off a 30-degree angle at the end. Then we'll flip it over, measure up 5 inches on the inward face, and then cut it there. Then we'll flip it over, measure 3 inches, and cut it there. There we go. Then we'll just cut a regular flat piece at 4 inches. Alright, for the watch holder, we're going to measure it 1 inch going across the grain, mark it there, and then go up another 2 inches and mark it there. Now we'll go with the grain and measure 3 inches. Then we'll make a U out of that. Should look a little something like this. Now we'll head over to the bandsaw and cut it out. If you don't have a bandsaw, you can just easily use a jigsaw. Let me fix that real quick. Can't forget to unplug it. Back in business. There we go, it doesn't look too bad. All right, before we assemble this stuff, we're gonna actually work on the phone holder. And all we're gonna do is get a router and just route a little slot right here so you can put your phone in horizontally or vertically. All right, on the base of the black walnut, we're gonna measure 1 inch across the grain, mark it there, and then measure in 3 inches. And then we will get a square and make that line straight. And then we're gonna real quick clamp this to our workstation. All right, we got a router right here, and we're gonna set our depth to about 1/2 inch. Well, that wasn't the prettiest slot, but we'll clean it up with a chisel. Moment of truth. Perfect. You can probably even do it horizontally. Yeah, just like that. Now it's time for assembling. And of course, we're gonna be pre-drilling all of our holes to ensure the wood does not split. All right, I'm gonna be hiding all of our screws, so it doesn't really matter which ones you use. I'm just gonna be using these little 1.5 inch screws, and I'm gonna be countersinking them into the bottom of the base. All right, we're gonna drill the first 2 holes on the other side from the phone holder, and we're just gonna drill them 2 right on the end. We got a countersink bit right here, and we're just gonna drill into here so the screws are very flush. So now when the screw head goes in there, it's not going to be poking out of the wood. All right, we're going to take our biggest piece of oak and lay it right on the side, and then we'll screw that on. Because we can't really hide the screws on this, we're just going to be gluing it. So I'm just going to flip it over, put some tape on the back side, and glue it. We'll just add some glue down the side. Just like that. While that dries, we're gonna work on shaping this watch holder. We'll get the outside with the belt sander, and then we're gonna have to hand sand the inside. All right, watch holder is complete. Now I'm gonna catch y'all when that glue dries. Now that the glue is dried, we can attach the watch holder to the base and then give it a nice sand. And of course, we'll sink these screws. And to make sure the wood doesn't split, we're gonna also get a smaller drill bit and drill into the oak too. There we go, we got it all assembled. Now we'll give her a nice little massage. All right, to get this thing as smooth as possible, we're gonna be using 600 grit. And this should make it very smooth. Help the channel out, go down below and hit that subscribe button because we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. All right, your last step is to apply your favorite finish, and I'm going to be using mineral oil. Now, of course, you can customize this thing as much as you want. I decided to go with a phone holder, watch holder, and a book holder. And you can also store things under the book holder too. And I don't have a watch to display the watch holder, but basically you just hang it over here, and you can probably use it for bracelets or even keys. If you'd like to see more videos just like this, go to my woodworking playlist, and I'll put that right here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will see y'all next time.